I acknowledge with gratitude and respect that I live, work, and play within the territories of the Kwakwa peoples, and I humbly honor their abiding connection to these lands. This place is where I show my gratitude, leaving tobacco in respect for all this land has to offer. It deeply exemplifies my understanding of the Kwakwa phrase, Gila Kasla. I've seen many beautiful and wonderful things in this world, but I never expected to see her. Part of me hoped I could jump in the water and attempt to cut off any ropes if she was entangled. With sadness, though, I realized that she was already gone. I called Jackie Hildering and told her of the situation and of the importance of contacting the Namgis. She also contacted the Marine Education and Research Society for help. I was very happy to hear that the ceremony was held the next day. The culture program honored the whale, and many young members of the community were able to learn through the process. I spoke and gave interviews to numerous media outlets that day and conveyed my personal sense of shock and loss. I was surprised that Namgis asked me to harvest the baleen for traditional cultural use, but I had literally no idea how to do so. I was raised around hippies that all spoke to the extreme value of saving the whales. Every encounter I had with whales growing up was spiritually powerful and hugely special. I learned about the relationship First Nations had with whales both as a food source and as family members of many origin stories. These are specific families that can still call whales to come using long-held ceremonies and songs, proving that ancient connection. My son Tristan offered to help, and after consulting with Don Svanvik, the chief of the Namgis, we got to work harvesting. I laid the baleen on a bed of cedar boughs and treated it with the respect I would offer to a fallen loved one. The first 2 days were very difficult as we tried to remove the baleen in a variety of methods. Several knives broke or were found to be very ineffective for the job. Work was interrupted a few times by curious townsfolk that showed actual disrespect to our task. Thankfully, those interactions were balanced with actual thoughtful and helpful people like Graham and Connor. We pressed on, and by the early in the third day, had only completed about 1/3 of the collection. As the rising tide interrupted the third day, we were both exhausted, but I told my son Tristan that I wasn't going to stop until the job was done out of respect to her. He went to pick up food for our dinner and some firewood for the campfire. When he returned, we ate quietly together and waited for the tide to recede. That was a moment of pure solitude, punctuated only by the calm and gentle waves. We then got back to our work, but then something had changed. Tristan lightly pulled on one of the sections and a large part of the baleen separated and came out easily. During the next 15 minutes, we completed what we had struggled with for at least 20 hours over the 2 other days. It was like a true blessing. The baleen we collected that weekend, thankfully, will be used by carvers and to create regalia and will be passed on to the future generations. I'm very proud to have been able to help out with it. My son Tristan passed away in February of 2024, but the memories we created during this time live on. He was a great person, a hard worker, and always willing to help. I couldn't have completed the task and done the right thing without his help and support.